After she went, Mu Yu seems worried and think, he had liked her for 3 years, but now how can he say he don't like her anymore? She sees what's wrong with her mind, think about him, and decided to go home. She went into the parking lot and get into her car, calls Tang, and ask him, is he free tonight? As she want to talk with him, Tang, sitting in his car, see Mu Yu calling, and answered her. If it's about the breaking off the engagement, he can quickly explain to her parents. By hearing to him, she becomes silent for a minute, and says him, it's not about the breaking off the engagement. She seems she was not sure. Once she want to talk with him, she think, maybe she just want to see him. He asks her if she had anything to say. Say him directly. By hearing his words, Mu Yu get irritated and ask him, does he hate her that much? He replies her, as he had to go to drink with few girls. If she break off the engagement, he seems happy with his attitude and thinks she will definitely break off the engagement. But his surprise, she replied him, she won't break off the engagement, and says him, she will marry into the Tang family. By hearing this, Tang think, is she out of her mind, and sees the call was ended, he curse Mu Yue. He started driving and sees he got message from someone asking what he was doing recently. He think by seeing this message, as he was the villain, he had outside help. He think to use his villain advantage to solve his problem, and Tang straightly drove the car to that person place. When he arrived there, by see his car, someone standing near there, says, isn't that poison? As he heard there are only 2 in the country, and think, which rich kid is driving such a flashy sports car? By listening to their words, Tang, stepping out of the car, think, it feels great to be a rich second generation. A guy with green hair calls Tang, and says he was here. He was Qin Ming, the eldest young master of the Qin family, one of the 4 major families in Suzhou. Tang Yu's loyal sidekick, the nightlife prince. Tang immediately says Ming he won't had time to chit-chat with him, and asked Ming to help him to make Mu Yue give up on him. Ming replied Tang not to be simp and be scumbag like him. By listening to him, Tang sees, if he really be scumbag, won't that women stay away from him? He says Tang he'll introduce him to a top-tier girl, at least on the same level as Su Mu Yue. Tang asks Ming, is it really that exaggerated? On the same level as Su Mu Yue, Ming ensure him to hug her, to piss off Mu Yue. And we see a gorgeous woman coming towards them. Meng calls her by the name Long Han, and introduce Tang to her. And she, sitting on the couch near them, introduce herself again to Tang. Tang complimented her for her beauty, and says her, he never meet such a beautiful lady like her. He suddenly remembers that she is the jade-faced fox. And ye can had arrange this for Ming? She, by hearing, to Tang thoughts think that, why he was using ventriloquism to talk with her, we get to know Ling Han's true identity. I a top elite of the Dragon's Soul Organization, and a top assassin. By seeing Ling staring at Tang, he think, Tang is so handsome. This women can't resist him at all. Tang get frustrated by Ming to push a top assassin to him as he treated him like a brother. Ling sees that this is not ventriloquism, but she can hear to his inner thoughts. She, by hearing to his thoughts, calm herself. Tang think, to use the old trick to disgust her so she can leave on her own. And Tang stated asking question, did she had a boyfriend? Ling, coming close to Tang, ask him, do he want to introduce one for her, she think. She want to know how much he know about the organization. Tang think, why is she targeting him instead of Ming, as she should be glancing at him? He think, she's doing this all to provoke Ming, and Tang see to act with her and use her to deal with Mu Yue. He asked her, what her hobbies, as he met no someone with the same interest. She replied him, she liked dancing and music, and asked what about him. Tang said her. They were quite similar, as he also liked listening music and watching restrictions movies. Ling by see him says him. He was naughty, Tang think. Women only affect his enjoyment of life, especially yet Chen's women. He think Chen was really shameless, not sparing any women in his organization. He deliberately assigns them dangerous tasks they can't complete. Then he goes to save them as a hero, and he gets all the benefits. She gets shocked by hearing his thoughts as, how can he know, as she had failed 2 missions in past 2 years, and Dragon King Chen had saved her. And we see Mu Yue entered into their room. Ming shocks at Tang that Mu Yue was here. She called Tang. Tang asked her, is she here to talk about breaking off the engagement? In his inner thoughts, he think, by holding a beautiful woman, Mu Yue won't hold back and definitely throw drink on his face. By hearing to his inner thoughts, Mu Yue sees. He came to club to provoke her, hoping to force her to call off the engagement. She think she won't give him what he want, and says to Tang she's not here to break off the engagement, as she saw him drinking alone here. So she wanted to join him by hearing to her words, Ming think. Now he understood why Tang said Mu Yu is off. As high and mighty Mu Yu, she can tolerate her fiancé holding another woman and still speaking calmly. Tang think, why is she not hitting him? Is being unfaithful and she's okay with it, he think. If she hit him and call off the engagement, Ling will report this to Dragon King Chen. That we're innocent, Tang says her, to go drink somewhere else, and asked her to not disturb him and Miss Ling. He in his thoughts think that, what a shameless beast she is, if she can't stand it, just leave. As his moral bottom line is very flexible, by hearing to his inner thoughts, Long think he made a cunning plan by taking advantage of her. Mu, you think, he is an idiot trying for force her to leave. She replies him, as they can drink, she won't bother them and says when he's done, they will go home together. He gets shocked by this and think, where is her sense of identity and stance? Go, she says him, to not look at her like this, as she know how much he suffer in past 3 year, and says him by smiling. But from now on, she want him to be the happiest man in the world, and he can do whatever he want. She won't blame him, he asked her, to take her time and drink, as he and Ling are going to the restroom, and asked to not disturb them. And he, by keeping his hand on Ling wrist, takes her to restroom. Mu Yu got frustrated by this, and with a sad expression think that even he was acting. Does that past 3 years of affection? Is it fake? At club restroom, Ling asked Tang, why did he bring her here? He, by taking gift from his pocket, told her to give her a gift, as he like girls like her, who are sensible and don't ask for money all the time. As for girls like Mu Yu, who are only after his money, and he don't that kind of girls, he says to Ling. He has to go back and talk to her about breaking off the engagement and says her, if they meet again, they can have a drink together. Ling sees something is off and think to report this matter to Dragon King. She at parking lot. Calls Chen. By lifting the call, Chen asks her, how is her mission going on? Normally, hearing Yi Chen call, Honor would be happy, but after Tang revealed Yi Chen hypocrisy, she now felt repulsed by the intimate term, even finding him a bit fake. She says she was close to the target, but she ran into Tang and Mu Yu. While doing, he shouted to her, what that Tang doing with Mu Yu? She replied, they were drinking at a bar. Chen got frustrated by hearing her words and asked her, is that guy trying to take advantage of Mu Yu when she was drunk? She says him, as they haven't drunk much, but they are hugging and holding each other, and Mu Yu seems very forward, he says her. As it is impossible, Su Mu Yu only has feelings for him. How could she actively get close to another man? And asked her, to keep an eye on Mu Yu and make sure she's safe. She asked him, should she change the plan and infiltrate the Tang family to get close to Tang Yu? By this was she can protect Muyu, she now had no interest in continuing the mission. She only wanted to get closer to Tang and find out more information from him, as he even know the secret of the Dragon Soul organization. She think he may had an answer to that question that she was investigating all along, Chen says her, to change and asked her to not let Tang touch his women. While we was talking in the call, a man at his back shouts at him why he was talking so loud at his working hours. By him, Chen get irritated and think, a mere security manager dares to lay a hand on him, the mighty Dragon King. He sees, if this weren't in the county, he would have been a corpse. The movement, he made a move. That, men says Chen. If he don't want to work, he cannot come to the work from tomorrow. Chen get frustrated by this, and anger enveloped his face, he think. Once he finish his plan to woo the girls and take down Sohang, he will crush they all. Mu Yu been drunk. She slept on the couch, Ming asked Tang. Why did he came fast from washroom? Tang says him he had sent her away, that women is very dangerous, and asked him to not get involved with her again after taking over this body. Tang Yu also accepted. Its memories, he still had a strong feelings for his brother Qin Ming. Ming says him, from now on he will be careful and stay away from Ling, and asked Tang what about Mu Yu as she was drunkard and couldn't stand Tang see. She was still there and got drunkard. He take her into his car to drop her at her home. He by sitting in his car feels good as he don't had to drive when he was drunk. Mu Yu lying beside him, he think. He must have enough safety awareness to survive from the protagonist. He see, being rich was good, but if Chen was not in this world, he see Mu Yu was getting close to him. He pushes her away. Drive in front, sit think. Is this still the usual simp young master? She in her deep sleep talk to him, as she want to stay close to him. Now got to remember, when she was very young, her mother died of cancer. Her father, Su Shokshan, was extremely strict with her. Under loneliness and pressure, she developed a stubborn and competitive personality, becoming colder and more independent. But once she's drunk, she completely sheds this facade, revealing a weak and clingy side, like a puppy that unconditionally trusts other. He sees she laying her hands on him. She, by grabbing him with her hand tight to her melons, asks him to kiss her. She get closer to Tang, intended to kiss him. He trying to push her away, says her. To not to come any closer to him, Tang asks driver Lao Wang. To help him pull her away, Wang reply Tang, as he was driving on the overpass. He can't help him right now. Mu Yu, by getting close to Tang, kisses him at his cheek. Tang face turn red by seeing she kissed him. She by wakes up from her deep sleep, ask Tang, why is he not kissing her? After she had kissed him many times, he asked her, is she always this wild, and think, this isn't Mu Yu, she must be thirsty, succubus. She, with her sad expression, asked him. He stopped fawning over her as he said he would fawn over her forever, and now he broke his promise. He replied her as he fawned over her for 3 years and still got nowhere. She asked him, why don't he try fawning over her for another 3 years? He asked her, what if he do? She by laughing says him, he'll turn into big fawning dog, and laugh at him. Tang get annoyed by her. Due to sudden break, Mu Yu falls on Tang, and apologize him, asks him not to get upset on her, and ask him. She fawn over him this time, asks him to not ignore her. Tang gets shocked by her words, started to says his words, but Mu Yu falls into sleep by sitting in his lap. He sees she finally claimed down. They had arrived at Tang House. He didn't plan to send Su Mu Yu back to her home, as she was so drunk that it would be hard to explain to her family. He think his house was big anyway, and had plenty of rooms. He carried her into his house. His father by see his son coming with another woman. He, standing at front of the door, says, is he something else? As soon as he set the engagement, he started showing his true colors, bringing women home to play, he think. He don't want to leave his son like this. By holding belt in his hand, waited for his soon to come in. Tang, by seeing his dad, says to calm down, as it's not anyone, it's Mu Yu. By seeing Mu Yu got drunk, he asked Tang, how much did he get her to drink? And how was she this drunk? He told Tang. As he know you've liked her for a year, but some things can't be rushed, it has to be voluntary, Tang says to his father as he had no interest in her. His father asked him who was he interested in. Is it girl of Wang family, Qin family, Wang family, or Jiang family girl?